Well, hi everybody, it's Wolfman here, and thank you very much for tuning into another episode of Gone 1970. And as you know, our show takes you in all kinds of places in the great outdoors, both camping, as also the places you can find great camping gear. And today, we got something extra special for you. We're going to do a cookout and test a new product. The folks at AMZCHEF were kind enough to send us this little beauty, a desktop range hood, which we're going to test out. Sometimes when we're winter camping, one of the problems that we run into cooking the tent, obviously, is smell. When you're in bear country, you don't really want that. And sometimes you are forced to cook inside of your tent, obviously, when it's minus 25 degrees Celsius. So we're going to test this thing and run it through its paces. So before we go any further, let's make sure that we unbox this. And be sure to stay tuned, because we're actually going to do a cook tonight, rotisserie chicken over charcoal. So you're not going to want to miss that as we put this thing through its paces with what should be some pretty substantial smoke. So stay tuned. All right, everybody, let's get this unboxed and have a look and see what we're dealing with. The model, for those that are interested, is the ZM7001, and it's a 24 volt, 36 watt DC power supply, AC input of 100 to 240 volts and 50 to 60 hertz with an adapter. So we'll see how that works out. The weight of it, it's about 4.85 pounds, which is fairly heavy. And as you can see here, it came packaged nicely in this very good kind of plastic housing. Here we have a bag full of filters. So these are disposable, and you can order them online once you've actually run out. So here we go with the power supply. And again, it's the only thing I don't like about this for potentially winter camping is that if you're in a power site and you can plug in, that's great to have this, but it does not have an option for USB power. So it's a plus or a minus depending on your camping style. Most people in the winter time try and get a power site, especially if you're in a trailer. I, however, do not. And this does not have a rechargeable battery, but really impressive form factor. So there you go. You can see here that very easily on the front, you can pull off and actually put one of the filters in, which we'll do now. Very easy. So it does have an aluminum filter on the front, mesh cage, as well as these little, guys here, which just simply go in. And once we have it, simply line it up and in it goes. So very easy to get the filter in. And we'll see you later when we start cooking. All right, we got this bird ready to go, so let's make sure that we get it prepped and seasoned. And what I always do is use some kind of oil spray like canola oil or some other seasoning, and just a wonderful way to get the stubs or whatever spice brand you're using to stick. I love the stubs. That's black pepper and salt, not much else in there. A little bit of garlic, I think. So we want to give it a good spray. You could use mustard for this, I guess. I've seen some people actually do that. I've done it on pork ribs, and I've also done it on, some cuts of steak ribs when I'm doing them. But your choice. Maybe I'll try it on the chicken sometime, but I've always just used the canola oil. Now, you want to make sure that you get a good generous amount on. A chicken is a big bird. It looks like a lot, but it's not. And I give it one more spray over the top just to make sure that it sticks as much as possible. Now don't forget the sides. Everybody forgets the sides, so just twist it over a little bit, make sure you get a little spray, and get that seasoning on there. There's lots of good meat there that we don't want to miss getting some of that flavor profile into, and you can't go back. You can, miss out on this opportunity to have a greatly seasoned bird, so don't do that. Going on the back here, you'll notice that I have the wings tied back, and that's important. I just use a little bit of kitchen twine to tie them back so that they're not flopping all over the place. And as the bird heats up in the barbecue, it will have a tendency for those wings to flop down and loosen up, and they simply get burned. So just nice to tie them up on the back. I do the same with the legs on the front, just to make sure that they're not flopping around as well. Even on a rotisserie, when you got things staked in pretty well, you still have that risk. Here we go on the last side. Just make sure we get that seasoning on there. Just beautiful. Look at that, gang. Hopefully sometime this weekend we're camping, you're going to be doing the same thing. So This bird's ready. Let's get moving and get the fire started. Now, one of the most important things when cooking is charcoal, and this beauty here, this extra charcoal from Costco, is fantastic. Really big chunks, and they just really burn for a good long time. You don't get into those wasted little chunks that some of the less premium brands carry. So you can see here I've got a special basket that actually separates two sides, and that's really important because you want an air side and a fire side. And as you see, as we throw in the burning charcoal, I don't use charcoal lighter fluid. I use one of these chimneys. Nothing worse in the world than tasting lighter fluid in your food. And it's so easy to use one of these chimneys and get a really, really good basket of coals going. So now let's get this chicken on. It's time to cook. And I just love doing rotisserie chicken. I think it is, I'm kind of on the fence between rotisserie chicken and spatchcock smoked. But this is such a nice way to do it. And of course, when you're camping, you can do it this style as well, right over an open fire, you know, with the coals pushed off to one side. It's a really nice way to do it. I'll probably show that in one of my camping videos. So we got the fan set up, and I like the fact that the light, you know, depending on the darkness, you can actually turn that on and off. It's a really cool feature to have a light ring there. And especially when camping and it's dark, you know, you can actually use that to make sure you can see what you're cooking. I do like this adjustable height that you can actually, you know, really raise it or lower it. It is definitely pulling in a ton of smoke off the barbecue there. Once in a while the breeze picks up and pushes it the other way. We are outside, but it does seem to do its job fairly well. What do you think, gang? I think we should probably have a look and see how we're doing in here. Oh, that's looking pretty. See, grabbing all that smoke. Wow. Beautiful. There's absolutely nothing better than cooking over fire charcoal. All right, gang, you're not going to believe how beautiful this has turned out. We're ready to take this thing off the grill, and here we go. Oh yeah, look at that beautiful bird. That's what I'm talking about right there. Well, I'll tell you what, that rotisserie chicken is smelling delicious. So would I get one of these? I'd have to say for my camping needs, probably not. It's not because it's not a good unit. It's a great little unit. I think if you're cooking inside of a trailer, maybe even a tent trailer, and you've got access to shore power, one of these would be fantastic, really. And someone else had actually commented that you can, even if you don't use it as a range hood, you can actually use it as a fan simply by turning around backwards. And it does have a lot of air. So even as a backup fan when you're not cooking, it could work well, you know, that way too. Yeah, the only thing that I do not like about this is that it does require a DC power connection. It doesn't draw much. I think it said 35 watts, which is about the same as an old-fashioned, you know, light bulb. So certainly something that any of the modern battery packs could handle. So if you've got one of those where you can actually plug a regular, you know, plug into it, this would be a really great little addition to your camp setup. Mine doesn't have that, so I'd have to order a cigarette lighter style DC adapter to be able to do that. And like I said, for the type of camping that I do in the winter, I'm typically not in a place where I have power like ever. So I'm not sure how useful that would be for me personally. I do have friends, however, that go RVing in the winter. They set up in places like McGregor, and they've always got some kind of shore power. And this would be a fantastic addition, you know, to that as you're cooking, right? What do you think, Luna? Yeah, talk about winter camping, and here she comes, eh? This is my #1 camping buddy, as everybody knows. Yeah. She likes the barbecue chicken part of what we're doing today. I think that's why she's hanging around. So that kind of concludes my notes on this unit, the AMZCHEF. I will leave the details in the description, so you can go check it out if you feel like you want to purchase, you know, one of these for yourself. And as always, until next time, as I always say, get out there, get gone.